So you like watching fashion YouTube videos. I know this because you clicked on this fashion YouTube video. So you've probably watched hordes. You probably watched tons and tons of videos about how you should spend your money. Well, sometimes it gets boring, you know, because you've already bought all the clothes. You're not watching videos and then like immediately going and buying stuff. You're watching videos telling you how to dress. Well, here are 5 ways to dress better that are completely for free. None of these really cost any money technically, and they are in order based on how, you know, fundamental they are, based on how much they will help you. And we're gonna start off with number 1, and so that's going to be the most helpful. So number 1 is actually 2 parts, and they're both equally important, and if you combine them together, they're probably like way more important than any of the other things on this list. That's why they're number 1, and that is cleaning your room and organizing your clothes. So I'm going to go through this one very fast because it's very obvious why it's super beneficial. If you have a dirty room, you're just going to be like mentally like de-incentivized to go pull things out, like to actually pull your clothes out. If you're the type of person who just drops your clothes like on the floor, you're more likely to just pick those clothes up and put those on because you don't want to make more of a mess, and that's going to make your style just inherently worse. And then organizing your clothes. A lot of people who get into fashion have too much clothes. You can literally see right behind me that I have so much clothes that like that closet, it like goes back like into the wall, you know what I mean? It's kind of goes like right there. So there's a lot of jackets, and it can be hard to get the ones that are all the way in the back. I am the worst. I never touch all of my favorite pieces. They are all just fucking locked away in the dungeon. And I need to work on that. I need to work on that. I need to work on that. So if you have better storage, you're going to wear more of your items. A lot of the time, women, you know, women's clothing, I feel like women are incentivized to just like have more clothes than men usually. It's a very common thing. If you know women, they will say like, oh, you know, I haven't seen this in so long, like I haven't worn this in so long. And that just goes to show that, like, you know, that's usually because you have so much clothes that they're not really organized in a way where all of them are immediately accessible. So if you can find out some sort of organization strategy where all your clothes are accessible, you're going to, like, you know, wear more clothes. It's just going to happen. So that is number 1. This video is of course sponsored by my Depop, link in the description. I have extremely good, very low prices. So if you're trying to, you know, upgrade your closet, this is the way to do it with money, you know. There's a lot of free ones in this video. This is the way to do it with a little bit of money. I make custom bags if you're into that. Got lots of baggy jeans. All right, let's get back to the free shit. So the next one is sort of a big ask, but it is to DIY. Now, there's a few things that you should probably learn like to do when it comes to DIYing, with the number 1 being learning how to sew. If you're into fashion, you should learn how to sew for a great many reasons. Number 1, it automatically, if you learn how to sew, every single time that there's an item that goes up, there's a lot of listings that'll go up for way cheaper. It'll be an item that you want, but it'll be listed for way cheaper because there's a hole in it. And most people would be like, dang, this item has a hole in it, I can't do anything about that. If you know how to sew, you can put a patch over that hole, and it's literally free to do that. Like, once you have like sewing materials, you just need a patch of denim, you can put it over it. That is free to do. So once you learn how to sew, it automatically can add tons of value to those items. So that's why you should learn how to sew. And then obviously you can also change the shape of items. So if you're into, you know, feminine fashion, a really popular thing is to take like a shirt that's like kind of baggy and has a cool graphic, and basically just sewing the sides in like that so that it fits on you super tight. You know, that's a really good way to upcycle, you know, kind of boring shirts into something that's like really elevated. And then also with jeans, you can extend jeans super easy if you learn how to sew. That you would probably want a sewing machine for, but you can totally do it. I've done it by hand, extending jeans by opening them and just like adding in more denim. Totally free to do, huge investment. You can take a normal pair of jeans and turn them into baggy jeans for free. All you need is just like a little bit of extra denim. So sewing is very important. And then there's a lot of other things that are DIY. this is like basically free, is you can just go buy bleach at like Dollar Tree. It's get like a whole gallon for $1.25. And then yeah, you can literally just like bleach wash clothes in so many different ways. You can paint on clothes with bleach, and that'll like, you know, make designs. Or you can just like pour bleach and water in a bucket and put jeans in there and roll them up, and it'll make this like really cool like flame, like ripple design. I'll try and put some pictures up of that. But yeah, that's how that's done. There's a lot of cool ways that you can experiment with bleach that are super cheap. There's a lot of other ways you can DIY that I'm not going to go over, but there's infinite things you can do with DIYing depending on, you know, what you want to get into. You can just like draw on your clothes. You can just like put like clothespins on your stuff. You can put studs on your items. You can sew on spikes or get spikes that are, there's so many things you can do with DIYing that can add to your style, but that's not like really everyone's thing. But if you do it, if you just learn how to sew, you know, that can help you out in a lot of ways. So I would say definitely learn how to sew. So number 3, I feel like people are probably going to be upset that I even included this one, but this is to buy better. And what I mean by this is a lot of people, when they get into fashion, they just buy stuff that they see and they think, oh, that item's really cool, I'm gonna buy that item. Other people wear it and they look cool in it. That item looks cool and they buy it. The problem with this is you're buying stuff that you think looks cool, right? But you don't really think about if it would look cool on you, or if it would fit into your style, or how it's going to be unified with other pieces. So just like thinking very like intentionally about the items that you want to purchase is going to help you so much when you're building a wardrobe. Like literally write down like the items that you want in your wardrobe, like the very basics, and try and like find items that like, you know, fit your ethos. Like research brands that you're actually into. Like for me, somebody who's been into fashion for a very long time, like the brands I search after are very like connected to me, and I like have like, I feel like I have like you know, reasons why I actually support that brand. And that goes into the brand itself, and then also the design and the way that it looks on me. And then also I pick out certain items that have specific colors. I chose the color red about like, I guess 5 years ago now. In about 2020, I decided that would be my color for my wardrobe. And I chose gray as my secondary color, and then black as the main color. And then I have a lot of blue, like denim. So I just started now I have such a large wardrobe that I have like branched out into like having other colored outfits, but having the base of my wardrobe just be like one singular thing, that's something I recommend to people. So just choosing to do that, and like choosing really intentionally. And then also, like I said, buying smart, like buying clothes so that you have like a very like even like distribution of what you buy. I see people all the time just buying tons and tons of t-shirts, when realistically a lot of outfits, the t-shirt isn't going to be the highlight. So you can really, what you should do is just buy a few white t-shirts, buy a few black t-shirts, you know, maybe have some gray t-shirts in there, and then only buy graphic t-shirts like occasionally, and then buy the things that are, you know, save up to buy the things that will actually help more outfits, like having more jackets. As you see behind me, I have a ton of jackets because I know not to prioritize buying tons of graphic t-shirts. I just buy as many as I need. Now I have tons of jackets. That's what will actually upgrade more outfits and convert to more outfits. And then also having the same you know, distribution of jeans also. So yeah, that's just one of those things that it's like you just gotta buy smarter. And people might not like this as number 3, but so I'll move on to number 4. But it will really help you, and it is free to just do more research. The other thing is get your measurements. That's the last thing I have to say. Get the measurements of your body, or just like go to a shirt that's like your favorite shirt, right? And get the measurements on that, and get the measurements of your favorite jeans. And then that will really help you. That will help you infinitely when you're looking for jeans online, or looking for any clothes online, but especially jeans, getting your measurements. Anyway, yeah, on to the next one. Okay, so this one is kind of hard to explain, but if you live the lifestyle that's actually associated with the clothing that you wear, it's going to help out your fashion a ton. What do I mean by this? For example, the easiest one, if you have like a music-based subculture. So the alternative fashion is really popular, just for like a lot of people. A lot of people who are into fashion, they're specifically into dressing like an alternative community, and all those alternative communities are based around music genres, right? So it's like if you actually go to local shows, like in your area, and actually support like local bands, you're eventually going to, get attached to local bands and then like purchase local band merch. Having that as part, like having local band merch that you actually have an interest in, is going to help out your wardrobe so much, because it's like not only something that you can style, but it's something that you would feel confident to wear like on a regular basis. And then when people like ask you about it, you actually have like a story. So that's like what I would recommend for like alternative communities. And then lifestyle, like if you are dressing like in a skateboarder style, if you actually skate, like anyone who dresses, and this is one of my hot takes, anybody who dresses like I do, I just like my first thought is like, oh, that person looks like a skateboarder, they should skate. And if I go up and talk to them and they don't skate, I immediately think, oh, you look like you skate though. If you actually skate, then you'll know about all these skate brands, and then you'll know about like, which products are actually the coolest. You'll know about which brands are actually the hardest, which is going to influence your style by actually like giving you knowledge. So that's for, the skateboarding community. I know about the alternative community, and I know about the skateboarding community. I don't really know about other communities, but I would imagine that like if you're into gym culture, you would know like what gym brands, like if you actually go to the gym, like you'll know more. So I feel like it applies for any sort of style. I guess like streetwear. I don't know what community events are for. I'm a streetwear. I guess like if you like maybe like go to local rap shows, I don't know, but basically what number 4 is lifestyle. If you actually follow the lifestyle of your clothing, it's going to improve your clothing, because it's going to give you a deeper connection to the clothes you wear, because you're going to be buying clothes that are influenced by like the actual community that is surrounded, by that, and like living that like personal, your personal style, and like actually living what that idea is, because normally people can associate like some sort of lifestyle with any sort of like fashion. Whether people actually do that or not, that's totally up to you. And I'm saying that I think it'll probably help your fashion. Anyway, on the next one. All right, now number 5, I feel like I'm not going to have to go over this one for too long, but this is to get fit. The reason I put it as number 5 is because I feel like people like hear this all the time, but really in fashion, like you honestly will like have a lot of problems to style clothes on your body. If you just are larger, there are a lot of brands that are for plus size people. The clothes that I wear would fit on a plus size person, to be honest. And there's a lot of plus size people in fashion that I personally look up to. Ass Pizza, Austin Babbitt. I have a Ass Pizza tattoo. I really look up to him. He's always kind of been a plus size person pretty much, and I really look up to his fashion. Joey, that's another person with like really good fashion. So it's like it's not like if you're overweight you can't have good style. You definitely can, but I feel like a lot of people just buy clothes who are into fashion are normally like they're skinnier. So like when you're buying clothes secondhand online, it's like way easier to find smaller jeans. I know this because I wear extremely large jeans, and there's just like not as many in the larger sizes. Because here's the thing, people always get mad at me. They're like, oh, you shouldn't buy the big jeans, but like I'm trying to buy jeans in like the 46, 48, 50 and like, you know what I mean? It's like really hard to find stuff there. You will find stuff in the size 40 area. That's like where 42, 44, 46, you will find those jeans. That's more common. That's for like an actual like overweight person. But if you're like really big body, like really obese, like that's when you really gotta like, you know, get it together, because I can't even find that, you know, so I know it's like not really out there. So yeah, working out, and yeah, I don't know, I kind of went on a tangent there, but yeah, working out will help your fashion. Also, if you look at my outfit, I'm fully clothed. Yeah, I'm fully clothed, and the only part of my body you can see is my face. I guess my hands a little bit. So if you work out, and you know, that'll give you a more chiseled face. Like don't listen to what anybody tells you when it comes to like, you know, like looks maxing. Just do hella cardio. If you do hella cardio, like literally hella cardio every day, that'll like, you know, hollow out your face and make your face look nice and good. And that'll, I mean, it'll help your outfit. It'll help your own confidence to make you like wear a crazier thing, maybe, possibly. So do fitness, do cardio, and yeah, that is the 5th one. All right, thanks for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something. I hope you feel inspired to dress better. Every time I make a fashion related video, if it's positive or negative, like the message is to dress better always, you know what I mean? So I feel like when I want you to watch one of my videos, I want you to think, man, I'm gonna go do all that stuff and I'm gonna dress really fly. I'm gonna get really fitted up and wear some cool clothes. And yeah, all this stuff was free. So yeah, you can do all this stuff right now. You could just go through this list today. You could do a workout, you know, you could do something lifestyle related, you know, you could listen to a song that would be associated with the clothing that you wear. You know, you could do a little bit of research into a brand of clothing. Maybe, you know, maybe you have a clothing item, you don't really know the brand. You know, you just see the word, it just looks funny. You could go research that brand. You know, you could do a little bit of DIY. You could put a pin on one of your clothing, and you know, maybe you could clean your room or organize it some sort of way. That's the video. Comment down below the most valuable one, which one you thought was the most valuable, which one resonated the most with you. As you know, you can hit the subscribe button to see more fashion and skateboarding content, lifestyle content. Hit the like button because you made it all the way to the end. You must like this video. And as you know, my Depop is linked down below. Yeah, that's the whole video. You know, buy some clothes from my Depop. That's just really cheap. Peace.